We have a super interesting list here today. Tempo Toxic, also known as Bant Toxic here, a top 1,000 list by the MTG Lawyer. Congratulations. I love this thing, and I'm excited to bring it to you in today's episode. So thank you for tuning in. As always, down below, you'll find today's timestamps as we walk through the strategy of this deck list. We'll give you the sideboarding for best of 3 as well. We're also going to go play competitive in both best of 1 and best of 3 as we always do, and pull it all back together for our retrospective. So with that, if you happen to have a question or comment along the way, let me know, because I'd love to hear from you. And on top of that, feel free to swing by the Discord server and join our active community there. All right, my friends, here's what we got going on with Bant Toxic. Now, this has always been one of my favorite ones here. In particular, Venerated Rot Priest. This thing is ridiculous. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell, target opponent gets a poison counter. One of the strategies around this list, and some of the other ones when you play Simic, those kinds of things, is heavily mulliganing to make sure that you get this thing, particularly on your first drop, or second to make sure that you can kind of protect it, either with Fading Hope or March of the Swirling Mist, or some of these other things out here as well, in terms of some of that strategy. So keep those things in mind for that particular piece. Now, on top of this, there's lots of great support from all the toxic stuff that was already out. And then additionally, you still have Jawbone Duelist. You got Skrelv's Hive here giving you life gain, which can be huge. And then Annex Sentry to remove things off the board. And 1/4 can be a little bit tricky as well. Now, a very low to the ground, aggressive best of 3 list. Additionally, some of the best pieces of this is you're most likely not going to run into a mirror match. So coming from the MTG Lawyer themselves. So those are key pieces on this list. You want to keep that pressure on your opponent. You don't have to necessarily get all the damage in to do it in terms of the toxic side, because you have the Venerated Rot Priest that you can use as that support to kind of target a creature we control. And then additionally, if they're targeting our creatures, we have this on the board, gives us a huge advantage as well. Now, it doesn't run a ton of self targets, so that's one other thing to remember here. You do have Serum Snare to return non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If that permanent had mana value 3 or less, you also proliferate, so that pairs well. This also pulls back, so things to remember. But and March the Swirling Mist. So those 3 are kind of the key components and items that you need to think about for this particular one. So that's really the strategy objectives list. You can go in and add the toxic counters, or play around it like we just talked about with some of those casts. Not as aggressive as some of the other lists that we've seen in the past. So those are some things to keep in mind. Now, you get that go wide here with Skrelv's Hive, and you're going to be wonderful. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about your boarding. So your boarding, we're going to line up against aggro, midrange, late game. So aggro key pieces are certainly going to be things like Destroy Evil. In terms of some of their bigger ones, Skrelv's Hive might be good to get that life gain again. Charge of the Mites is great, because that's going to remove something off the board. You can also create some 1/1s if you need them. Knockout Blow is a great card as well, giving you 2 life gain. And then additionally, if you need it, this has protection from blue and black. So that can be good against some of the mid-range lists. It can also make your creatures a little bit better or a little bit bigger. So those are some things that you can remember too. Now, those are really kind of the key pieces in terms of aggro. This should line up fairly decently against that. And then as you get to that mid-range, you're certainly going to want, or even protection from, again, on that aggro side, red and black sources. Don't forget that. So that's good for that one. And then mid-range, similar. Destroy Evil is going to be better in mid-range. Again, if they're running more counter magic, if they're running more spells other than creatures, Disdainful Stroke, Negates are going to be good ones to consider. And then again, what we had just talked about, and obviously again, if they're blue or black or red and black, consider these ones as well. So late game, any of the control stuff is going to work great. You're not going to need that direct damage pieces. Sword of Once and Future is also good. Again, don't forget that you have protection, so they're not going to be able to kill your stuff or hit them with these things and help take it off the board. So those are all going to be key components there as you kind of line up. So that's really the strategy objectives of this list. Also kind of what you should consider for your sideboarding for aggro, mid-range, and late game. Let's go ahead and get into it here today. I'm super excited about this list. Bant Toxic, something unique in particular with the current meta, which is great. I love doing that. I love showcasing stuff like this, other players' lists that they found to be successful. We are going to play this in best of one, and then we'll go do that best of 3 match as well. All right. Now, as always, you got swag and other great ways to support the channel down below. Thank you for that, and ways to stay connected and in the know. All right, here we go. I do not know how to pronounce that, but I can say 21. So, all right. Oh, I don't like this. I really don't. Well, we could play this and then go to this. Should we do it? It's kind of wild of a list. It is kind of wild of a list. Doesn't fully help us. Again, only the one when it comes in. I need that white. Oh, don't get Skrell's Hive. Don't get Skrell's Hive. Don't get Skrell's Hive. I asked you not to get Skrell's Hive here. And now we have 4 Jawbone duelists. That is wild. Wild, wild, wild. I said it was going to be a little wild at the beginning. They can keep taking those. That is okay. The fact that we don't have... Let's see what they do here. They might kill it, though. Probably going to kill it. There it is. Can't do anything fancy either, which is too bad. Wow, look at that. Oh, was it white green? I should have looked closer. No.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come.
That's totally fine. We're okay with that.
I've always hated it.
Still got our 1 toxic there. So that's okay. Or we can go to the face and go for another one. We'll just take Lily off, I guess. Probably better to race, but that's okay.
It's no fun when they hit back. I'll have this fight finished before brunch.
That's a lot to get that thing off, I guess, huh?
Off you go.
That hurts. Ooh, protection.
Drop it.
Get rid of that for now. Still didn't get it. We'll take Lily off for now.
Be more. Knew this was a waste of time.
We'll pop that thing back. And 2 protection from blue and black. And we'll phase it. A1. There we go. And that, my friends, is game. Look at that. Lovely interaction. We made that one work out against Golgari midrange. I am very proud of that, by the way, because we said we're going to have fun. We didn't have any of the right lands, and we still made it through. Now, one of the reasons why I did play that is I did take A, it was fun. We got 4 of those double strikers. B, on top of that, I did know that if we were most likely going to get a land, it was going to be the plains most likely, because that was the key piece in this list. So when we do look at what we're seeing, again, lots of white, lots of support in white. So keep those things in mind. One of the reasons, like I said, why I played it. So let's go ahead into our best of 3 match now. We did have Venerated, but we pitched it. We were able to get through and pound through there. Oh, that was a good, feels good. Sorry, 21. Here we go. Best of 3. My friends, Pianto. All right, we will play first. Ooh, a little bit tricky. This is good because we can get any Phyrexian, so we'll stick with this. We can also grab with blue here. And making things bigger with that is always great. Ooh, tricky, tricky, tricky. 2 or fewer. Don't need the white yet. I would sooner have the protection on there. I'll grab scrolls. Question is, do we go here? Having the 2 on the other one's better play. Let's do this first. It's fine, let's do this. There's the hive. Good play on their end. So counter magic is probably going to be the better play here. Could add more. That's better on the double striker. Let's grab this, add our white. I'd be a little careful on the mana tapping there. trying to keep that aggressive toxic on if we can. So because they didn't play that, let's see what we got. Let's grab this. No, we don't want to do that. Let's go there. Now we'll keep the one back. We'll pay. Go white. So if they did that in order to get Skrelv out, we will be able to get by here. The trick is they're at 9 already. So before they do this, we're actually just going to do this. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. We'll let them hit first because it's not going to make a difference. We'll pull this one back. And that is game, my friends. Look at that. Very, very nice. So again, a couple of things to consider here instead. So that worked out nicely. A couple pieces not going to work for us here. Hexproof till end of turn. I guess prevent all damage from black or red. You could help with that. You got destroy target enchantments in here. You may want to stick with the hive again, keeping that go wide strategy. Some of these are good. Protection from blue and black, depending on what they put in here. Annex Sentry might not be as good because value mana 3 or less until it leaves. I'm actually going to drop these because they're only playing the one creature, and we're going to flip in here the Destroy Evils, and I would go with mana value 4 or greater. So I think those are a good way to go. Still want to target our own stuff. I think the 2 negates in there is going to be better than the March as well. Hexproof is okay. I think we stick with that. If we can, so we'll play a little bit more control-y against control. 5-color control. We can keep this. If we can get those hives to keep popping off, we'll be in a good spot. No counter, please. Okay. I didn't think they're going to run counter. I'm just kidding. Life gain's not really going to be a big deal to us for here. Problem is, next turn, they might have enough to domain Skrelv's hive. Again, we got another one, which is helpful. Ooh, there we go. That's what we want. Now, we're not going to get greedy and play that. We'll play this. Now I can take this thing off the board. There we go. So now we'll have a good amount here on the next one. And some protection. Let's do this first. Let's return March of the Mists or Snare. Let's grab the Snare. Now we'll go with a second one here. So we'll get 2 on the next. That is the one thing I was a little worried about. That is okay. We have destroy target enchantment or creature with power 4 or greater. So we can get this on the board too now. How many does this need? 7, right? 7 or more? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull this back. Now we can decide on what we want to do here. One more turn. And we'll have lethal. Most likely. Unless they drop an Itali. Ooh, life gain. There you go. So we will kill this. So I'm not too worried about the life gain. They'll have to tap out. We can keep that. So we wait 1. A board wipe hurts. If they don't wipe the board, we'll have lethal. Domain hurts too. Oh, not enough. Not enough, my friends. We got 6. Go to the next one. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. bummer. That counter magic is more helpful there in that late game. That board wipe hurt us. We could have let him take it, I guess, and countered on the board wipe. Be a little bit better for us. Something to consider there as well. I think we got the right stuff, so we'll stick to it. Keep that pressure on. So instead of taking enchantment, could have waited. Could have waited. Until next time, which is this game. All right, here we go. We will play first. Ooh, we got Venerated, but no way to play Venerated. Ooh. We do have our own target. I'm going to try it. Super aggressive. Probably a bad keep, but I do want to try and get that on. Ooh, okay, so we're still okay here. Now we'll go dig for green. Oh, we did get another Venerated though. We don't need another Venerated right now. Ah, there we go. We did get the Thicket though. And we have control. And another Venerated. So if we can make this last for at least one more, that's gonna be real nice. That we're okay with. Now, if we can get one more land on, one more land pretty much locks us in. Now we're keeping that. Oh, we didn't get it. We did get our second Venerated. So targets is gonna pop for 2. They can hit 1. Oh, there we go. There we go. That should do it, my friends. We'll let it all go in. 8, and target our own permanent with 2 more. Venerated for the win. Super fun. Bant Tempo. Bant Toxic. Tempo Toxic. You got it right there, my friends. Today in a cool sweep. Very, very nice. Super fun to play that list. We're going to pull it all back together for you here today and claim these goodies. Because that is some... Ooh, nice. Restless Spire. There you go. Is some goodies. All right, with that, thank you again for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode where we took things down and on with Bant Toxic here, or Tempo Toxic by our friend the MTG Lawyer, hitting the top 1,000 with his best of 3 list. As you can see, there's a lot to it, a lot of intricacies in terms of how you want to think and maneuver. I'm a huge fan of Venerated Rock Priest, like I said before. I've had a lot of fun with this stuff in the past. Great to see it successful, given the current meta and those things as well. Very low to the curve, giving you a lot of ability to play around. And you could see me work through some challenging land situations and make it work. We might call that luck, but we may also call that magic. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Again, questions, comments, do let me know because I'd love to hear from you. Come swing by our Discord server and say hello as well. And with that, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Like I said, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we grow this community here. On top of that, thank you to all the members. We do have memberships available to you. It's a great way to support the channel, and icons, emotes, all kinds of other stuff there for you too, to enhance your experience. And lastly, other great ways to support through affiliate links if you're looking for cards and those things as well. Stay tuned because we got a ton more great Magic the Gathering content headed your way, and we got a ton in the meantime. And great ways to stay connected. With that, may your Bant Toxic work as well as it did for me today, and may your luck be magical. Take care.